Assalamu alaikum to some of you and peace to the rest of you. Here's the deal. You've already seen the title, so I'm going to substantiate why I put it up here. And to make a long story short, there are good reasons and bad reasons that other women can't compete with black women. And I do not make any apologies for what I say that black women need to change as a whole, collectively as a culture, especially inside of the United States. But that being said, while I make no apologies for this, and I don't even apologize for telling women on social media and telling men in private face-to-face, because that's what I can do, I still have to say the truth. There are some black men, I only know of about 2 of them, who say that white women are better, that all other women are better than African American women. One of them says that he pimps his pain. And I believe that he went through what he said he went through. And his ex-wife took him through the ringer. I don't have any reason to doubt his story. I don't know who his ex-wife is, but he did say that everyone else from every other demographic are better people than African American women. However, guess what he said was the reason? And I'm not saying this to disparage him, but I do disagree. His reason was that when white women divorce, they go for half of everything. Black women go for child support because that's what satisfies their friends. I would say that that makes both of them pretty bad. If the sister's going for child support because her friends tell her to do it, she's doing the right thing for the wrong reason. You pay child support because of your kids, not because her friends say that that's what she should go for. However, I also would say that if a white woman is going for half of everything when she doesn't want to be your wife anymore and they initiate 70% of all divorces, then that bitch is even worse. She's saying, I have the right to take every goddamn thing from you that the courts will let me take from you while having none of the responsibilities and duties of a wife. I will resign and still insist on getting paid even more afterwards than I did when I was working. I don't bend over for you. I'm not responsible for your sexual satisfaction. And ladies, make no mistake about it. You can't be trying to extract resources from men you ain't screwing. As a Muslim, I am for marital sex. But if you're going, you be it marital or not, stop trying to extract resources from men you just ain't willing to screw no more. I know, it sounds cold, but that's what it is. And don't expect protection from men that know you would never be willing to screw them either. I'm sorry, but that's what it is. But that's another topic for another thing. Now, getting back to this, sisters and brothers, understand that actually that would make white women worse, and that's just inside of America I'm talking about. Just inside the U.S. only. I do not want, and no man wants, to be asked to pay for nothing. And that's exactly what white women feel they're entitled to. Payment for not a goddamn thing when we're talking about the United States. I've heard that that's the case around the West in general. And if that's the case, that makes them worse. Because make no mistake about it, these divorce laws were not made as they are to satisfy black women. Rather, it was black Australian women, black American women, black Brazilian women, black British women, black Spanish women, black French women, black Italians, black Germans. These laws, the way they are in the West, that make it stupid for men to get married in these countries, were not passed to satisfy non-white women, period. So, because these laws are made with the interest and at the behest of largely white women in these societies, how you gonna sit up and say that black women are worse? No, black women are more traumatized, that is true. They're much more traumatized than white women are. So a lot of the acting out, which I still don't necessarily excuse, we still have to understand. And George Macon was right about this when he said that there is a dysfunction that we do have to understand. That part is true. Yes, black women have been traumatized collectively and individually. So it is not wrong that we point out how they've been traumatized. They've been traumatized. They should not have had to go through what they've had to go through. We black men have also been traumatized. We should not have had to go through what we've had to go through. This being said, this is exactly why it is that black women cannot be said to be worse than other women. Now, this is within America, and this is outside of the United States. We can't say this. The other thing that has to be understood, though, too, is this. Another reason that we can't say that they are worse than other women, or that other women are better than black women, however you want to put it, in or outside the United States, is that, you see, remember, guys, most of you remember back when you were in school, be it middle school or high school or college, and you're trying to scope out the different women. The woman that behaved the best was the one that didn't think she was attractive. So the best women were the ones that were attractive, didn't think they were attractive, and therefore didn't act like you would expect attractive women to act. This is messed up. This is cold-blooded, but this is the absolute truth. It is for this reason that I say what I say next. Black women are like they're like the woman that thinks that she doesn't look as good as other women, even though she does. You know she looks as good or better than other women, but when she tries to imitate other women she thinks are better looking than her, then she loses her appeal. But it's not because of an arrogance, it's because she's been traumatized and told she's not as attractive. That's why. You see, you can remember that there were some women that were dime pieces to look at. But later on, somebody would find out that something was wrong, and it might be because of something that happened to them when they were young. So they weren't necessarily bad, but they had a bad experience and they had not gotten counseling for their trauma. Not evil, but traumatized. That's what the black woman is like. And you would understand that if another woman never went through any of these same things and felt she was better than this woman and acted arrogant with her, you would say, wait a minute now, she might have something wrong, but look what she went through. You ain't no better than her because you ain't been through what she went through. Well, that's what the black woman is like. She's that woman that had to go through stuff other women didn't have to go through. Other women had to go through certain things. She had to go through more. You know, she's the one that had to go through a specific combination of things other women went through, but she was the only one to go through that combined. And so you realize, you understand, other women ain't better. They were just luckier. That's what the black woman's like. So I would request that brothers please stop saying that everyone else is better than the black woman, be it inside of the United States or outside. Some of you think that white woman's better. No, she might know her place, maybe, as many of us like to say it, but they don't know their place. The whole point is that Western white women are driving away the Western white male. Many of us don't know this. I'm listening to what brothers are saying, and I'm listening on social media to what white guys are saying, and they're saying the same thing. Matter of fact, brothers at least understand that black women have been traumatized. White men realize that white women haven't been traumatized. They're just acting this way because they just want more for less. They've simply said, we don't like our cut of the heist. I mean, you've got, niggers to do all the work for you. You're not doing it. So why should I respect you? I want more. He did your work for you. You ate the harvest, but he did the work. I want a bigger cut of the harvest because you're not doing the work. You see, that white woman is not saying to that white male, hey, look, you know what? Give that brother over there, Junebug, and his wife their share because they did the work. That's not what she's saying. She's saying, since you didn't have to do it, they did it for you. You give me more because you're not the one that had to work for it. I mean, if it's free for us, let it be free for all of us. That's really what's going on. She watched her husband rob you and me. And she sits up and instead of saying to her husband, give them their share, and hand back over what you robbed. She instead is sitting up and saying, why don't you divide it more evenly with me? Matter of fact, since I carry your babies, why don't you give me 60% and keep 40 for yourself? You didn't have to do the work anyway. That's really what she's saying. And you sitting up here acting like she's better than the woman that got robbed right along with you. Now, I will say this, sisters, the swirling movement, y'all need to cut that mess out. Because these ladies that are doing the swirling and promoting it and talking about we need to be more hypergamous, these women are out here trying to get money from white dudes, and these white dudes are calling them all kind of racial names when they really get hot and heavy in the bedroom or even outside the bedroom. Make no mistake about it. This is a common complaint of black women involved with white men. This happens frequently. You can ask, well, you can't ask her directly now, but she said that this happened in her practice. Dr. Frances Cress Welsing said that this happened with interracial couples. I know her mentioning one, but she said it was not isolated. So we need to stop saying that everybody else is better than the black woman. Seriously. Because the way they've been acting, they are far worse. I hope this has been a benefit. Assalamu alaikum.